Young and the Restless Spoilers reveal since Billy Abbott returned with calculated plots and determination to confront Victor Newman, he has gradually discovered opportunities that cannot be ignored. Meeting Aristotle Dumas, an influential figure in the business world, is truly an event that cannot be taken lightly. With a deep hatred for Victor, Billy realizes that Aristotle, despite his calm and reserved appearance, has the same goal: to overthrow Victor. For Billy, this is the opportunity he has been waiting for a long time. Meanwhile, Sally Spectre, Billy's steadfast lover and partner in battles, has a feeling of insecurity. How long has it been since she felt absolutely safe next to Billy? Although she loves him, Sally still cannot shake the feeling that something is wrong. Their relationship is under pressure from too many sides, and Billy, with his nature of playing mind games, has unintentionally made Sally feel uncomfortable. She knows that Billy is trying to manipulate her, but can she accept that? Billy begins to engage in conversations with Aristotle. He knows that the presence of a powerful opponent like Aristotle can be a double-edged sword, but with his determination to fight Victor, Billy sees this as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Together, they can build a force strong enough to overthrow the tycoon Newman, who has seen Billy as an obstacle for years. So Billy decides to play a smart game. He will test Aristotle, studying his every move to see if he can trust his new ally. Although he cannot help but be wary, Billy's goal is clear: to defeat Victor, no matter the cost. But Sally is not so easily fooled. She realizes that Billy is having a shady relationship with Aristotle, especially when he keeps avoiding her questions about their conversation. She begins to question Billy's honesty and whether he really did what he said he would do. This makes Sally suspicious, and a deep fear begins to grow in her. Although Sally knows that Billy is a person who can hide and constantly play psychological games, she cannot imagine that one day, Billy will betray her. When the truth gradually comes out, Sally is not only faced with a difficult situation but also with a great loss. Billy has betrayed her, leaving her with an irreparable brokenness. One morning, Sally receives information from Phyllis Summers, who she has always considered a companion at work. Phyllis reveals that Billy has been lying to her all along, and that he had no intention of working with her against Victor, but only wanted to use Sally as a tool in his plans. This information hits Sally like a bucket of cold water. She can't believe what she just heard, but after thinking it over, she realizes that she can't trust Billy anymore. Now, Sally has no choice but to get revenge. She decides to make Billy suffer for this betrayal. She can't let him continue to control her life. To do this, Sally will use everything she has to defeat Billy, to make him a loser. Meanwhile, Aristotle continues to try to contact Billy, but this time in a different way. The way Aristotle persistently calls Billy, knowing full well what he's hiding, makes Sally suspicious. Why would someone like Aristotle choose Billy, who is constantly joking and always avoiding things, as a partner in such a grand scheme? Something is definitely not right here. Billy, in an effort to keep things under control, explains to Sally that Aristotle's assistant contacted him before Aristotle himself called. However, Sally does not accept this explanation easily. She begins to look for clues, and her suspicions grow. Everything suggests that Billy is trying to keep a secret that she cannot access. This makes Sally even more determined to uncover the truth and puts Billy in a situation where he cannot escape. Sally knows that the fight is not just between her and Billy anymore. It is time for her to face Aristotle, who will be an important part of this uncompromising confrontation. She cannot let Billy continue to exploit everything around him to achieve his personal goals. With careful preparation, Sally decided to confront Aristotle directly and find a way to disrupt all of Billy's plans. She also knew that if she continued to stay with him, she would never regain the freedom and honor she had lost. Billy would pay for the betrayal he had committed. With careful preparation, Sally decided to confront Aristotle head-on and find a way to disrupt Billy's plans. She also knew that if she continued to stay with him, she would never regain the freedom and honor she had lost. Billy would have to pay for the betrayal he had committed. The war between Billy and Sally was now not only a war between lovers but also a war between trust and betrayal. And the outcome of this war would affect not only their future but also the fate of those around them. When Billy and Sally entered the final confrontation, the two were no longer companions. Rather, they were opponents in a relentless war. Who would win, who would lose, no one knew in advance. But one thing was certain, these results would change everything. Billy Abbott was lost in a game of Go that he was confident he could win. One wrong move and everything could fall apart. But an unexpected opportunity arises when Aristotle Dumas, a mysterious figure with a meteoric rise in the business world, seems to be interested in investing in Abbott Communications. According to the information Billy has gathered, Aristotle is not only a wealthy investor but also has a personal grudge against Victor Newman. The relationship between Aristotle and Billy is the key to overthrowing Victor, who has suddenly taken control of Chancellor Communications. Billy, who is not a person to let an opportunity pass by, realizes that he can use Aristotle as a powerful ally in his plan. But unlike what he imagined, Aristotle has not yet revealed himself, and seems to be manipulating his every move from behind the scenes. This makes Billy think harder about how he will approach and use Aristotle as a tool in the fight against Victor. Sally, who is in a romantic and professional relationship with Billy, still feels insecure about his recent moves. Sally has always been a shrewd person and is not easily fooled. She knows that Billy is playing a game that is sometimes too subtle for her to keep up with. Sally does not understand why Aristotle chose to contact Billy so late. This makes her even more suspicious of Aristotle. She makes a prediction that Aristotle is not who Billy thinks he is. While Sally is worried, Billy still pretends to be innocent, trying to hide his intentions. However, when she can't help herself and asks questions about Aristotle, Billy continues to play the persuasive game. He will create a cover about an ongoing business deal with Aristotle, implying that Dumas is interested in investing in Abbott Communications. However, Billy is only trying to approach Aristotle with a clearer goal, that is to put pressure on Victor Newman and gain control of the market. But after lying to Sally, Billy can no longer contain his curiosity. He secretly calls Aristotle, confirming the details of the deal they discussed earlier. Billy knows that once again, he must make sure that everything is going according to plan. Victor, although he has always maintained his position in the business world, it is not always easy for him to not detect the intrigues around him. When he learns of Billy's connection with Aristotle, Victor immediately alerts his daughter, Lily Winters. He warns that Aristotle may be manipulating every move in the Abbott family and may be behind every strategy to overthrow Newman's power. Victor is even more concerned when he learns that Aristotle has sent Damen, a trusted person in the Newman family, to infiltrate the Winters family to get important information. This shows that Aristotle not only has influence in the business world but also has deep connections with powerful individuals in society. Not only that, Victor also revealed information that few people knew, that Aristotle had provided data about Lily and Devon to Damen 3 months ago. This was a big shock to the Winters family, because this showed that Aristotle not only wanted to invest in Abbott Communications but also planned to take over the market and their family. With new information from Victor, Lily began to have more doubts about the relationships that she did not know clearly. She realized that the Winters family being targeted by Aristotle could be just part of a larger strategy. Lily decided to start investigating Aristotle and his true motives. She and Devon begin to dig up clues about Aristotle, learn about his dealings, and try to find his weaknesses. Lily is increasingly worried about the influence Aristotle may have on the Winters family, especially when it becomes clear to her that Damen may be infiltrating their inner circle. Billy, on the other hand, is taking very cautious steps to strengthen his relationship with Aristotle, confident that one day, he will be able to regain control of Chancellor Communications and defeat Victor. But the appearance of Damen and the information Victor reveals about Aristotle make Billy rethink this relationship. Despite the doubts and worries of Sally, Lily, and Victor, Billy continues to pursue his relationship with Aristotle. He believes that this is his only chance to win over Victor, and everything that happens now can help him achieve his goal. However, deep down, Billy can't help but feel nervous knowing that Aristotle is a strong opponent who is not easy to control. Sally, despite feeling deceived, still holds out some hope that she can understand Billy's motives. She decides to continue observing and trying to decipher his actions. but can she trust Billy again? Can she overcome his betrayal, or will she confront Billy directly in the fight for the truth and control? Meanwhile, Victor will continue to fight to protect his family and the Newman Empire. The strategies he is implementing to protect the Winters family from Aristotle's manipulation will become more intense. So will Billy be able to control every situation, or will Aristotle be the one to gain the upper hand in this ruthless battle? The battle between the powerful in this business world has just begun. Intertwined plots, complex relationships, and strategic decisions will lead them to a point of no return. Billy, Sally, Victor, Lily, Aristotle, and the rest of the characters will face difficult choices, and the outcome of this battle will be anyone's guess. Ever since the threatening messages began to appear, Victor Newman has been on edge. A man accustomed to keeping things under control, Victor has always been confident in his ability to keep his family and the Newman Empire safe from all dangers. But this time, threats from an anonymous source have him more alert than ever. These messages are not just warnings, but also signs of a larger conspiracy brewing. Victor cannot let this situation get out of control, and he knows he needs to act quickly. The man behind these threats is no ordinary man. He orders his longtime lawyer, Michael Baldwin, to investigate and identify the man, and in particular, to clarify the identity of a man named Aristotle Dumas. Everyone in Genoa City's business world knows Aristotle, but no one seems to really know him. Aristotle has reappeared mysteriously and defiantly, leaving everyone on edge. Behind this appearance are unanswered questions. Aristotle's relationships with powerful figures like Victor, Billy, and even Damen could explode a major plot, pushing everyone into uncompromising confrontations. While Michael begins his investigation, Victor feels the need to warn his family, especially Lily Winters. Victor has always been reluctant to interfere too deeply in his children's private affairs, but this time, he cannot stand aside. When he shares information with Lily about Aristotle's connection to the shady activities surrounding their family, Lily immediately senses the danger approaching. Victor not only talks about Aristotle, but also shares his concerns about Damen, who he believes has been planted in the Winters family by Aristotle for a long time. Damien's presence in the Winters family is no coincidence, and Victor admits that he has been wary of Damen for a long time. He claims that Aristotle gave Damen information about Lily and Devon 3 months ago, proving that their relationship is more than just a friendship, but part of a larger conspiracy. Lily, despite her strong and resilient demeanor, cannot help but worry about what Victor has revealed. She begins to notice that Damien's recent actions are somewhat strange. This news only makes her feel that she and her family had good reason to distrust Damen in the first place. Not long after, Lily decided to inform Devon about what she had just learned from Victor. When she shared the information about the connection between Aristotle and Damen, Devon was shocked. He had always been suspicious of Damen, but discovering that he might have a deep relationship with Aristotle made Devon unable to sit still. Devon prepared himself for a deeper investigation into the relationship between Damen and Aristotle. He sent people to investigate and search for important clues, so that he could expose the conspiracy between the two. He knew that if he wanted to protect his family and protect his future, he needed to delve deeper into the secrets that Damen was hiding. Damien's every move could no longer be ignored. Devon could not let any suspicions pass, and he was willing to face any danger to find the truth. Every investigation and every small clue he found would lead him to an inevitable truth. While the investigation into Damen is underway, another important piece of information begins to catch Devon's attention. Amy Lewis, a key figure in the story, has made progress in her treatment and is planning to return to Genoa City. This creates a major upheaval, as Amy is not only an influential figure in the Winters family, but is also closely related to Damen and Nate Hastings. Devon receives word that Amy is returning to the city with Damen and Nate, and he knows that this is a situation that cannot be ignored. Amy's appearance could be an important signal in understanding Damien's movements. This not only concerns Amy's treatment, but also affects the complex relationships between the characters in the story. As things gradually become clear, the battle between the forces in Genoa City becomes more intense. Victor, always the leader in every difficult situation, continues to play an important role in protecting his family and what he has built throughout his life. However, the return of Aristotle and the conspiracies involving Damen put Victor in greater danger than ever before. Lily and Damen, now fully aware of the dangers posed by Aristotle and Damen, will continue to fight against those who want to destroy their family. They will face dangerous situations where the truth may not be the strongest weapon. Psychological games, strategic decisions, and hidden truths will determine the outcome of every confrontation. As everything becomes clear, Lily and Damen cannot help but feel the pressure from those around them. Aristotle's dark conspiracies, Damen's deceit, and the secrets they will face will not only threaten the Winters family, but also affect the entire Genoa city. Billy Abbott, who also has his own agenda, will continue to be an indispensable factor in this battle. Every decision that Lily, Damen, Victor, and the other characters make will affect their future. But will they be able to overcome these risky plots and protect what they have worked so hard to build over the years? The answer will not be found immediately, but only time will reveal everything. Victor Newman, who is used to the challenges of a life filled with ambition and power struggles, is now facing an unprecedented threat. Since the threats began to appear, the events surrounding Aristotle Dumas have made Victor pay more attention. Everything seems very shady, but Victor is someone who never lets himself be surprised, especially when the connections between Aristotle and the Winters family gradually come to light. He realizes that Aristotle may be manipulating the Winters family, and that is something that cannot be ignored. Victor could not let Aristotle's presence harm his family, so he decided to alert his daughter, Lily, to the danger immediately. The reason was not only because of Aristotle's relationship with the Winters family, but also because he suspected that Aristotle had sent Damen, one of his confidants, to infiltrate the Winters family, to gain important information for his plans. Lily, Victor said when they met at the Newman Enterprises building. Aristotle may not only be looking to invest in Abbott Communications, but also to exploit the Winters family. Both you and Damen may have been targets for a long time. I suspect that Aristotle gave information about you and Damen to Damen 3 months ago. Lily, despite her confidence, could not help but feel nervous when hearing her father's warning. She knew that Victor was not a person who exaggerated, and if he said so, there must be a reason. Lily couldn't keep her worries to herself without sharing them with Damen. She immediately called him, sharing the information that Victor had just revealed. You know, Damen, Dad just told me something very important. Aristotle may have planted Damen in our family 3 months ago. We were right not to trust Damen. What do you think? Damen couldn't help but be startled when he heard this. Although he had always felt uneasy about Damen, knowing that this man might be working for Aristotle made him feel the need to act immediately. Lily, if that's really the case, we can't let things continue like this. I'll have someone investigate the relationship between Damen and Aristotle. There must be something behind what they're doing. I need to know everything. Damen immediately launched his own investigation, trying to find the connections between Aristotle and Damen, looking for any clues that could expose the conspiracy they were weaving. As Daven's investigation continues, another detail comes to the fore: Amy Lewis. Amy, an influential figure in the Winters family, is undergoing medical treatment, and the latest news is that her treatment is going well. This information may not seem important at first, but given the current situation, Amy could be a key player in the big picture. While Victor, Lily, and Damen were taking careful steps to protect their families, another person was also watching the situation with keen and calculating eyes. Billy Abbott, never one to let go of an opportunity, had begun to plot a potential partnership with Aristotle Dumas. Although Aristotle had yet to reveal himself, Billy began to act as if Aristotle were interested in investing in Abbott Communications. He had reason to believe that Aristotle, after witnessing Victor's sudden intervention in the Chancellor Communications takeover, might see this as an opportunity to join Victor's strategy. With Daven's investigations, Lily's vigilance, and Billy's hidden moves, things are gradually reaching a point of no return. Aristotle has not yet revealed himself, but his influence on the big plans is even more impossible to ignore. Intrigue, bad decisions, and tough choices will determine who wins and who loses in this power struggle. Subscribe to YNR to stay up to date with the latest news on our channel.